Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello. All right. Today we are not talking about groceries.
No, we aren't.
How did we manage that?
I don't
know. Okay. So we everybody's loving your expression on the thumbnail. Did you see your expression
I
on
saw that. That's my son-in-law's doing. He pulls these stunts on me every once in a while.
He loves messing with mom.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so we are talking today about leaving YouTube. So for those of you who don't know, YouTube, yes, we see you on there. Did you pop in?
Mike's popping in.
Or maybe that's, I don't know, maybe not. Okay, so we were talking about leaving YouTube. So for those of you who don't know, YouTube is people think that you come on YouTube and you spend your 1 hour a week or your 15 minutes filming a video, and that's all you do. And so that's not all you do. And
no, not at all.
It is actually very, very exhausting just having to deal with the algorithm, trying to decide what videos to make. And then when you turn it into your business, then your whole income is dependent on that. And in our case, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in inventory and buildings and things like that. And so people see YouTubers and they think that it's just this nice little hobby, but it's actually a lot.
Well, I love watching new YouTubers, the first time they're on and they're all excited. And I thought, give them 6 months, a year at the tops. And sure enough, they just finally come in and they're just exhausted. They say they quit, or they start out, I'm going to do a thing every week. And then it gets to every 2 weeks. And then I know I've been gone for 2 months, but it was just getting overwhelming. And so that's, I get a chuckle. Well, I don't chuckle because you can't handle it, but it's interesting because they think it's so easy that you just go in there and talk and that's it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of work to it behind the scenes.
So we decided to do our kitchen remodel so first of all, we put our studio together thinking that might make some of the work easier. And we spent a lot of money. Mike spent a lot of time getting the studio that we're in right now. This is our studio in our garage, set up to make it easier so that we're not having to set up and tear down. Well, unfortunately, I tried filming in here other videos and it really just didn't work. It works for this and it's great for this, but for all the rest of the videos, it really didn't work out like I was hoping. And so we decided to go ahead and up our kitchen remodel to kind of help with the cooking videos and that kind of thing. And so we started January 9th, and it is 5.5 months later, and it's looking like it's going to be probably 6, maybe 7 months, depending on what happens with countertops before the kitchen remodel is done. And so the kitchen remodel really sucked the life out of me. I was worn out before the kitchen remodel started. But then when we had decision fatigue, if it's a mental illness, I'm like the poster case, a poster child.
I'm seeing
that. And so having to make all of these decisions has just exhausted my brain. I mean, I am not exaggerating, where there are some days where I probably would have to make 50, 75, 100 decisions on this kitchen remodel. And it's major stuff and it stresses you out because, and I know, I get it, this is first world problems. Believe me, I know. But it really wears you out having to make all of these decisions, and then they're big decisions, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm spending thousands of dollars on this. Is this going to be the right decision? And then you make the decision and it's the wrong decision, and you're literally losing thousands of dollars. We lost probably on this remodel between probably 5 to 8. We haven't added it up yet. I'm going to add it up when I do how much did the kitchen remodel cost, but probably lost $5,000 to $8,000 in bad decisions in this remodel.
Well, to kind of give you a comparison, we just did a video on what I eat, and I have graham crackers every morning for breakfast. For the only reason is when you have, especially when you have chronic fatigue syndrome, you cannot make decisions. I can't decide what to have for breakfast in the morning, so I have to have graham crackers. Can you imagine what that would be like, making the types of decisions Tawra has to make for remodeling the kitchen? So that just gives you a little example of how hard it's been the past 6 months almost for her. So,
well, and so then we're having to make these decisions with the remodel. We're trying to keep the business going with no kitchen.
And we're cookbook authors.
And we're like, what in the heck are we supposed to do here? And so then it started getting to the point where the remodel started going on, and we're like, okay, now this is affecting our business because we can't make videos, and this is going on for months and months now. And so then we had the added stress of, okay, are we going to start losing business because of this? And we actually have. Our business has gone down significantly between the changes in YouTube and the economy, and advertisers aren't paying very much. And we're just too tired to try to figure out what to do. And so a lot of you guys have noticed I've been really tired. I haven't hit it at all. I'm really sorry. I know I've been yawning on the show. It's not because you're boring. It's not because Mom's boring or Mike's boring. It's just because I have just been so exhausted that I just am going on nothing. So, and I know this is a long version, but a lot of people, and we'll probably have to close the comments on this because I get this is first world problems and all of that. But a lot of people don't understand what goes in behind the scenes for this stuff. And we've only just really just lightly touched the surface. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so anyway, and then on top of that, I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. So even though I am way better than Mom, I still deal with this illness and having to deal with life with this illness. Okay. So about, what was it, a week ago or 2 weeks, dear? I don't know. Probably a week ago when I was like, okay. About 2 weeks ago. I was like, I can't keep doing this. We're just gonna have to sell the books. We'll just sell them until they're gone. If I quit, Amy Decision kept selling books, and Carla Emery kept selling books, and Betty Crocker. Was there even really a Betty Crocker?
I don't think there was a real Betty Crocker.
I don't know. Somebody tell me, was there ever really a Betty Crocker? I don't know. Betty Crocker's still selling books.
After 100 years, she's still selling books. I don't think she even exists now.
I don't know if she ever existed.
I don't either.
Somebody tell me if Betty Crocker existed, because I don't know. And so I was just like, just forget it. I just don't, and we had an extraordinarily high amount of hate mail during that time also. And Lane says, no, Betty Crocker was not real.
Yeah, I don't think she was.
It was just some dude piling up recipes. I don't know.
I don't think she
was. Everybody says, so Betty Crocker was never real?
She was. I don't think she was. I read something on it one time and she wasn't.
I'm 50 years old and Betty Crocker wasn't real?
No.
Oh my goodness. So
Next thing you'll find out Mickey Mouse wasn't real either.
What?
Yeah, that'll really send you over the edge, won't it?
Next, you're going to tell me gnomes aren't real. That is just, I can't handle that. So anyway, it's just like, you know what? Forget it. They're still selling books. We'll just cut back on all of our expenses and we'll just live on that. And so, so we were like, okay, what are we going to do? So, but I was like, we were going to have to change something. So we thought about it for a little while. We're trying to figure out what to do. And so here's what we've decided for the moment. Now, I will tell you, I am at the point now where if we were done, I would be done. I don't know about Mom and Mike, but I'm at the point, we've been doing this 25 years since February. I've been doing this 25 years since February. And you're kind of like, okay, how much more can you tell people? Really? You know, I mean, you keep telling them. And so it's kind of the same thing over and over again. So I'm at the point now that if YouTube went away, I really wouldn't have a problem with that. Do I tell our viewers that? Not that I don't love you guys and not that I don't want to help you guys, but you know, it just gets to the point where you're like, how much more can I do? And then with the algorithm, see, what happened with us with the algorithm is we really screwed ourselves up when we did our Penny Pinch and Mama series. We should have never, ever done that. Before that, we were a how-to channel. And we didn't know anything about YouTube or anything like that. And so then we decided to do the Penny Pinch and Mama series to show people how to live frugally. And that is what knocked us. And we have never recovered from that. We really haven't. And so we have just been floundering, trying to figure out which direction to go. If we should just focus on recipes and just do recipes, if we should just focus on giving advice, or if we should focus on like garage selling and how to everyday saving money versus only groceries saving money. And so we have just been going around and around. Jonathan says, I think the Penny Pinch and Mama series is awesome. Yeah, it was an awesome series. I'm not saying that, but what we should have done, but guys, we didn't know this. I mean, this was in 10 years ago. Holy cow. 2013, I think, 2012, 13. Well, really, nobody knew anything about YouTube back then.
I was going to say, did they even have an
algorithm
back
then? They
had
an algorithm, but nobody knew anything about having YouTube as a business. We were really one of the first people on YouTube as a full-time business. We were one of the first people when it started. I mean, we've been with YouTube since 2007. So it's been, how many years is that? 15, 14 years? I don't know, however many years that is. And so what we should have done was we should have stayed as a how-to channel and then just started another channel as a frugal living channel is what we should have done. But we didn't do that, and we've been floundering since. And quite frankly, it's pistols on.
Oh, what did Pistol say? Oh, Pistol.
And then my refrigerator, Pistol.
She just the refrigerator alone would be enough to put a person over the edge.
So
poor Pistol in Tawra's refrigerator. He's going to wish he never met you guys. Maybe this is why we don't have any friends, huh? Once they find out about us, it just scares them away
from you. And so it's just, we really messed up our channel. We really, really messed up our channel. And so we've been floundering, and we're so exhausted, and we can't figure out what direction to go. If it should just be recipes, if it should be all frugal living, if it should just be an advice channel, you know, what should we do? And so finally the other day I was like, that's it. I quit. I can't figure this out. I'm tired of trying to figure this out. We will just sell the rest of the books and be done with this. So we let it go at that. And then when did we make this decision, Mike? Was it Friday or Saturday after BJ's stuff?
Friday, I mentioned it to you.
Friday. Okay. So
Saturday was BJ's thing.
Saturday was BJ's thing. Okay.
Actually, I decided earlier. I just didn't tell you till Friday.
Okay.
He decided earlier.
He decided earlier, but he hadn't
didn't
told me
tell.
since Friday.
Right.
So Friday, Michael came to me, which I had already been thinking, and he's like, okay, you've got to take some time off. And we were also struggling because we had 6 people, I think, working for us. 6 working for us. And I'm like, I have all these people dependent on us. I can't just take off because we have to pay all these employees. Well, they weren't employees, but contractors. And so then we were like, how are we supposed to take off? Because we can't pay all these people if we're not making videos. And so we're thrifty, but we have a lot of money invested in inventory and in buildings and stuff like that to run this business. So it's not like, we have gone up yet. So anyway, Mike came to me Friday and he said, okay, you need to take a break. I'm like, you think? I can't stand you. I'm divorcing you. Just figure it out yourself. I'm going to live in a tent in the mountains by myself. No, I didn't really say that. I was feeling that, but I didn't say that.
Michael's so glad to know that.
How are you doing back there, dear?
He's totally behind the curtain today.
Do you have any comments on that?
On which part?
Which part?
Me leaving you and just going into the mountains to live by myself.
See ya.
He's like, oh my goodness, finally.
We've actually tried that before. Like, part of it is because Tara has the chronic fatigue syndrome, but she's a number of times in the past she's kind of crashed real hard, and so we tried sending her away for a month, but sending her away doesn't work. So yes, sending her away. But so now we're trying her staying around, but just not being on. So
yeah. So as you guys, any of you who've watched me for quite a while, you know that I have left for several weeks before. I think the longest it's been is a month, I think. And quite frankly, it doesn't really do me any good, to be honest. Part of the reason is because I'm still being asked questions. I may not be on the camera, but I'm still having to deal with books coming in.
She has her computer with her, and she's dealing with all the questions and everything.
One time I took off, and I am not exaggerating, the day after I took off, I was still having to deal with Pinterest and all of this stuff. Pinterest changed their algorithm, and literally our entire business tanked in one day. Like, we went from hundreds of thousands of views people coming to our website, and it tanked in one day when Pinterest changed their algorithm. And so then I was dealing with that on my time off. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get any time off. So so Mike and I went out for our taco date, and he's like, okay, I think you need to take some time off. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. So here's what we decided to do. I am going to take off the summer for the moment and see what happens. Like I said, I'm at the point now that if YouTube just disappeared, I would not be crying. I like teaching people how to save money. I like showing how to do things and to teach money and how to save money and stuff like that. But the stress of doing it and the stress of having to figure out YouTube and all this stuff and the pressure of doing videos and all of that, I would be okay if it went away. I hate to say that, but at this point, I'm like, I'll just be a mom in the background doing my gardening. So for right now, I am going to take off at least until Labor Day. We'll see how I'm doing. I'm going to attempt to totally take off and not check email or anything. Now, I will tell you, I'm trying to get 20 videos done this week.
Yeah, she's trying to get 2 months worth of work done this week. So her mother scolded her.
So that we can have something to keep going during the summer. So if you guys see videos coming up, I'm not doing videos then. Whatever I get done this week is what's going to get done. And so whatever I can get done this week, we're going to put up during the summer for videos. Mike and or mom, or maybe none, I don't know yet, might go live. But we'll see how that will go. So I can at least, take off through my birthday, take off, not that my birthday really matters, I guess, but I'm just saying it's just a date in my mind, I guess is what I was saying. Take off through that all of July, and then in August, try and recover. Now, I will say, I don't know how the recovery is going to go. We've had some things happen this weekend that were pretty major that were like, okay, our lives going to be totally thrown to the wind again.
In between all of it.
So our lives are such that we try to do stuff like this and then stuff is blown to the wind. I fully expect my house to burn down next week at the rate things are going. So we talked about this Friday, and so then we had a bunch of stuff happening, and I was like, okay, I hope we're going to be able to take off. I'm not quite sure. And so we'll see what happens. If stuff keeps happening, I may go past Labor Day. We'll see. But right now is the best time. We're not really selling any books right now because it's summer, and Diana Dine Cook Books 25%
We're
off.
selling them. You can still order them, but people don't order that.
Yeah.
Don't order that much.
You can
during the summer.
order anytime.
Yeah.
25% off right now. But summer people don't order as much, I should say. It's not Christmas. It's not Mother's Day.
So it's easier to take off in the summer.
So this is a much easier time for me to take off now than to try and take off over Christmas and all of that. And so, so we made that decision on Friday, and then I was like, okay, I'm just going to take summer, relax. Well, then, okay, I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail because I don't want my kids' lives to be through us. But our son got hit with a tornado on Saturday, and it was pretty bad. Like, it wasn't just it hit his town. Like, he lives in an RV, for those of you who don't know, and the tornado hit without warning. The sirens went off 15 minutes after all of this happened. And he was living he lives in an RV, a tiny house. And it started raining and stuff, and the roof of the RV started to come in on him. And he dove out of the RV, literally dove out of the RV, couldn't get his cats or anything. Got out there, the tornado / straight line winds, there's debate on what it is. There's actually a path where it looks like a tornado went through in their yard. He rents property from friends of his, and he literally dove out the RV, got caught in the tornado. It flung him several feet. He couldn't get anywhere, so he just laid there covering his head while getting pelted with debris. That went through, was able to get up, wake up his friends, and all of them got in the shelter. He was texting us. We weren't getting the texts. So guys, if you're in this, text friends and family so they can find you, because he was texting us to let us know that they were in the shelter if they couldn't be found. And a tree fell on the shelter.
On the door, the shelter, so they couldn't get out.
So then they couldn't get out. Another one came through, blew the tree off the shelter.
Maybe God answered the prayer.
We were getting SOS texts that we didn't know about that they were sending off. We got like 11 calls. Mike's phone was messed up. And so like 11 phone calls in the middle of the night. Rochelle, it was the same storm. She said that Wichita got hit with the same storm. Yeah, it was the same storm. And so then the next morning they looked, and thankfully it was mostly trees and carports that were damaged. He was really bruised up badly. And so he made it through that. They were able to shore up his tiny house, but it was totally soaked. He doesn't have insurance or anything on it. It's not insurable. And so he doesn't have any insurance or anything. So he lost a lot from that. And they were able to get his roof kind of shored up. And then this morning, he was calling Mike and he said, I was just in a really bad car accident. So he hasn't even healed from the tornado. And then he got in a really bad car accident. A guy just came over into his lane, smacked him royal.
Yeah, he came straight for him, didn't he?
Yeah. And thankfully, my son has a dash cam. He's been driving with a dash cam since 10 years now, since he's been driving, because he keeps having stuff like this happen. And so he is okay, thankfully. He's totally fine. He got home from the hospital just about an hour before the show started. So I'm telling you all of that because
it did mess up his car, though. The car is pretty much
really messed it up. Mike's going to go out there and help him in a couple of weeks. And
he said, ironically, Nan, he said, the night of the tornado, after the tornado hit, the day after, he said, the car, at least my car's okay. The RV was gone, but at least his car was okay. Now, today, his car gets totally messed up.
Yeah. So I'm telling you all that because I'm planning on taking off. But if stuff like this keeps happening, it may be longer than September. We'll see. But yeah, so it's just been one thing after another for us. And believe me, I totally understand this is first world problems. We have an editor in Philippines who, we talk back and forth, and he says things like, we hand down our clothes from the grandparents to the parents to the kids so we can buy food. I get that. But at the same time, we can't just keep going and going either. There's a reason why the women in the pioneer days went crazy. Mm-hmm. There's only so much stress you can handle before you just lose your mind.
Physical and mental stress is just, when you have the combination, it's just too much.
And so then you've just got to step back. And, this same thing happened. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, guys. My son's cats made it through. Yes. His son, he made it through. His friends and their baby made it through. And he's really bruised, and it's going to be kind of expensive for him to fix his tiny home. And he's very discouraged from that, because it wasn't insurable because it's an older RV. And so, anyway, yeah. But, sort of the same thing happened to us in 2014. Yeah. Was that when it was? Yeah. 2014. When, our brother-in-law was dying from stage 4 cancer, and we were trying to help them out, and he died, and our niece came to live with us. And when our niece came to live with us, Mike's parents decided to take us to court to sue us for her Social Security money to give to her mom instead of us using it to raise her, because she came to live with us. And so we got to the point then that we had my goodness, how am I alive? In 6 months, in 18 months, we had 9 car accidents.
They weren't their fault.
That wasn't our fault. In 18 months. I think we had to replace 5 or 6 cars because of those car accidents that weren't our fault. One lady actually had the audacity to tell me, if you wouldn't have stopped at the stoplight that was red, I wouldn't have hit you. Sorry for following the law. And then, so we had that happening while we were having that. In that 18 months, we were having the 9 car accidents. We had our son going to the Mayo Clinic, who was really, really sick, couldn't figure out what was wrong. Our brother-in-law died. Our niece came to live with us. Mike's parents decided to take us to court and sue us. And our lawyer said that it was the only other case worse than ours was a husband and wife literally trying to kill each other. And so we're going through court like this, and we were like, how are we going to keep standing? I mean, we literally could not work because his dad was sending so much stuff through the court. We could not keep up with it. And it was Mike's full-time job working with the lawyer to keep us going. We had 5 kids at this point. We had just really started getting videos going for YouTube. We weren't doing any lives. Live wasn't happening back then or anything like that. Mom would come back. We would shoot, I don't know, 20 videos, 20 videos in a week to keep going for a while. Well, we couldn't do any of that. And it literally got to the point where we couldn't do anything at all. And
It's okay.
it was really bad.
Well, when you think about it, to have your own family taking you to court alone is enough to be, hard for anybody. To have 5 kids, have most of them teenagers.
And so we had 4 teenagers.
That alone would cause somebody to have a breakdown.
We had 4 teenagers. One of them was really sick. We kept having all these car accidents. And then we were in court and everything. And here we are doing these videos. Here's how you save money today. Let me smile and tell you how wonderful this is. And so then I go to try to take time off, and then our whole business starts collapsing because Pinterest changes their algorithm. And so God created a miracle. And he set Mom's fitted sheet video viral.
A dumb thing to... God uses the most interesting things.
That stupid fitted sheet video went viral. The video that nobody wanted to do.
I couldn't hardly talk them into doing it. I kept saying, I think people would love this video. No, they won't. Nobody's interested in folding a fitted sheet.
And we're like, Mom, nobody wants to know how to fold a fitted sheet. Who cares? And so God sent a miracle, and we were able to live on that fitted sheet video for, I don't know, it was like 4 or 6 months or something. We were able to live on the income from that. Now, we weren't making millions of dollars, despite what everybody thinks. Just because you get millions of views on a video does not translate into millions of dollars. We were still living on the same, I think it was like $40,000 a year or something, $45,000 a year is what we were living on. But we were able to keep going at least for the worst part of the 4 to 6 months during that time when we're doing that. And so my whole point in that is that sometimes you have to just take off and take a leap of faith and say, I don't know where this is going, but we're going to have to step back and see where we go from here. Now, we have enough money to live off of for a few months to get us through this. Thank you guys for the super chats. I will give that to BJ.
Thank you guys so much. That's so sweet of you. One thing,
that's what we're doing right now.
Tawra's kids appreciate, what you guys, your support, not just in financially, but your encouraging word and your prayers, and that type of thing. They really do. They're type of kids that do appreciate those things.
And so thank you guys for keeping them in your prayers. BJ could really use some encouraging prayers now.
He's been having a rough time.
He's been having a rough one for a long time.
He tries so hard, and it's just one thing after another.
And, he may come up and visit us for a month or so and stay and try and recover. He's trying to decide. Of course, he just had the accident. He just got home from the hospital like an hour ago. Yeah. So, he hasn't really made any decisions or anything. But I don't know where we're going to end up in September or October. Maybe we'll all be raptured out of here and I won't have to even think about it.
Mike and I might do some live streams once in a while, right?
Possibly. I don't know.
Will they get notified if we do, like regular?
Yeah.
So you'll get notification if we are going to be on.
And I'm going to, honestly, I'm going to read email through Saturday, and then I'm going to let Mike take care of it, I hope. I do read your emails. Right now, I'm taking care of all your emails. We have laid off pretty much everybody that's working for us except for 2 people at the moment. And so we are going to be able to make it for several months on what we have at the moment. And so we're just going to take a break for a while and see what we can do. Now, Mike's going to be in the background dealing with all of the orders, so you can still order books. So if you need a book for a birthday present or anything like that, we can do that. If you guys have comments or questions, go ahead and put them in there. Mike's going to send them to me. You can go ahead and send them to me, dear. And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, we'll take any questions tonight too. Give us your questions too, because we are going to have a question and answer too. But
yeah, and so thank you guys. Thank you, Bird.
You guys are
we
so
will
sweet.
send that to BJ to help him because he really could use some encouragement. He's had some major financial setbacks that has been really frustrating for him also.
A lot of medical stuff.
A lot of medical problems. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, that's where we're going to go. You'll see videos coming through the summer. May go down to 1 a week. I don't know if I'm going to get all 20 videos shot by Saturday. I don't think so. I don't think so. We're going to get the kitchen remodel videos done for sure, so you guys can see the kitchen remodels. So we have those lined up to come. We shot a couple of other ones and that kind of thing. And so Pam wants to know, is BJ in Colorado? No, he's not. He lives in Tornado Alley now. So yeah, he's back in the Midwest at the moment. He Sounds like he's not going to be there for long though. He is pretty much like, Dad, I'm kind of sick of this. What was I going to say? You'll see videos coming out. Those are ones that I've already shot, and then Mike is going to edit those. And we still have our Filipino editor that's helping us with a few things. And I'm not going to answer emails or do orders or anything. So I'm not going to answer any questions about anything. I'm not going to deal with comments.
We're going to keep her out of it, I hope.
And, guys, the comments, you can take it and it's fine. And I know a lot of these things are just trolls and stuff, but there's a lot of these comments and stuff. And you're just like, why? How do you have the energy and the time to waste your time commenting on this stuff?
I know. And we're not the only ones. A lot of people on YouTube get really bad. It's just subtly, it's just mean. It's just downright mean.
And you're just like, one lady was like, well, that's a bunch of crap. I don't know what you need all that stuff for. Well, does it really matter? My house is not a hoarder's house. My children are not in danger of being lost in cat poop and mouse droppings and cardboard boxes up to the ceiling or anything like that. And why is it wrong for Mom and I to go to thrift stores and garage sales and spend $10, $20 a week?
Yeah, because even if you spend more, you come home and resell it, and you've actually almost made as much as you spent this summer from your selling.
I resold a KitchenAid. I found a KitchenAid mixer for $45 and I turned around and sold it for $175, and I paid for all my garage sale money for the whole month.
Yeah.
Well, there's women that go to quilt things and they'll spend $1,000
in one day. They go on what they call shop hops type things, and they will spend that much money.
So just because I'm not a minimalist doesn't mean you need to let me know that. And part of this is like, some of you guys who are leaving these comments, and I know this is not the majority of you guys. I totally understand this.
Our views are exceptional. Really, they are.
But there are some people who have been viewers for us for years who are doing this. And I have blocked people who have been viewers of ours for years because they're doing this. Just keep your darn mouth shut. It doesn't really matter. And it's really none of your business. And yes, I know we're out there and, we deserve it. The big thing is, will you put your life out there so you deserve these comments? No.
Nobody deserves.
We're trying to be encouraging to people, showing them that you can have a nice life and nice things, buying them cheaply. You don't have to live like you're trashy house. You don't have to live like you're living in a trashy house. You can live in a nice house with nice things without any money.
I think people have no manners anymore. They're just, rudeness is okay. You never used to could do that. It's like, I wouldn't go into somebody's house and say, oh, what ugly colors you're using in this house, and your furniture is awful, just because it wasn't the colors I didn't like. I would never dream of that. I can see it through their eyes, and that they love it and they think it's beautiful. I have no right to go in and say that to somebody, even if it's true, and yet people think they can come into like the live stream or even to our website and say really kind of unkind things, like rude and ill-mannered things.
Well, and I just block and delete those people. But honestly, it just gets tiring.
Yeah, you still read it. You still see it. You can't just...
Or emails.
It just won't. And there's a saying that says, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words won't ever harm you. They do harm you. They really do. And they hurt. And so after seeing so many, for so many years, it gets kind of...
And part of the reason why I'm saying that is, guys, encourage these people.
For you guys to go out and
please.
Yeah.
If you're on a video, please encourage them. I saw another YouTuber couple who were talking about the whole Duggar thing that we were talking about. And they were part of the cult that the Duggars are part of. And I think they come out now. I haven't seen all their videos, so I don't know every single thing about them. I've only seen like 2 or 3 videos, but they seem like they have it together or whatever. But even if they don't have it together, the comments in their comment section, and I felt like emailing him, say, guys, close your comment section. This is not okay. I didn't, but they were awful.
Mm-hmm.
Literally every single comment was horrible to them.
What's heartbreaking is a lot of Christians feel it's their right and duty to say these mean things to these people. And the thing is, you're supposed to go to somebody and, talk to them, but you don't go on YouTube and make nasty comments to them. That's wrong. It's just totally wrong. And
do it nicely. If you have a problem with a person, it's fine. I answer when people talk to me nicely and tell me something I've done wrong. I will have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
If they do it nicely.
That's totally different way of doing it. And especially if there are other Christians that's trying to encourage people or giving the plan of salvation or something, click the like button for them. I do it all the time. Even if it's a sewing thing and I know the gal's a Christian, I will click her like button, and let alone do a nice comment. I've never left a nasty comment, even though on ones that I just thought were horrible on YouTube channels and disagreed. I don't watch it. I leave it. You don't need to leave it. Why are you watching it if you're so upset with them? That's what I don't understand. I don't watch things that's going to upset me like that,
Send me the comments, Mike. I did not. Let's see. Let me see if they'll come through now. Nope. Go ahead and resend them. And so, you kind of need a break from this stuff and recharge your batteries and kind of step in. Even Jesus, people were pressing in on him, and I am not comparing. I know I'm going to see the comments.
You're comparing yourself
I know I'm going to see him. I'm not going to see him because I'm taking off. Mike's going to see the comments.
But you're comparing yourself
but
to
even
Jesus.
Mike will like the nice comments, but the negative comments, there's a little button that says delete on it.
And ban. And we have our comments we have 1,000 words in our comment blocker that if any of those words come up, those comments don't even come through.
And that's pretty pathetic to think that there's 1,000 words.
And you know what one of them is? Can. You know what the other one is? Canning. Do you know what another one is? Homestead. You know what another one is? Well, never mind. I don't want to say that one because I don't want people getting in there. It is the stupidest things that people get upset over. It really is. It is the stupidest things. And so even Jesus had people pressing in on him, and he went away. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Those people were okay.
Yeah.
And so I think that we just really need a break. We are hoping that we'll be back, or I'll be back possibly in September or October. I don't know. We have about 15,000 books left, I think. I don't know if we're going to order or not. I kind of flashed into my head when we got the last order of dining that this is going to be the last order of dining when it was coming in a few months ago. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we need a break right now. And we're just going to, oh yes, the questions came through. And so we're just going to take it. And thank you. We do appreciate you guys. We do appreciate your support.
And we've said this before, we cannot do it without your prayers and your support. That's the only thing that's kept us going. That's all that's kept us going, I think, half the time.
Yep. And we do appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Really do. Truly. We really do. Okay. So I'm going to get to the comments, but before we do, it is Mom's birthday! Day after tomorrow? Is that
Yeah,
right?
day
Day
after
after tomorrow. Okay, dear.
Uh,
Can you do a half screen?
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mother-in-law. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. Of all the things that's going on.
So
I was
everybody's
just
been
gonna
wishing you happy birthday. They
Thank
all knew it was your
you.
birthday.
Oh, they did. Oh, thank you, guys. That's so sweet of you. Thank you.
So yes, and we didn't know if we were going to have to go down and get PJ. So don't have anything planned for Mom's birthday.
Just block out the birthday this year.
We are going to we are going to celebrate, I think, on Friday.
We don't
I
know.
hope.
Just
don't know.
I told the boys always say, Nan, you're only like 29. And I said, that's because I've skipped so many birthdays over the years that I just stayed at 29 all this time.
And Mom did get a nifty gifty in the mail the other day.
Yes.
So she wanted to say
This
thank
was
you for
from,
that.
I think it was Nancy.
I think it was, I think Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy. She sent this. It's so gorgeous. And she's right. It's a prayer that I would appreciate. It's a prayer quilt. And it's all these squares are people have written prayers on them and signed them. Isn't that sweet? I love it.
That's
I
pretty
really,
nifty.
it's gorgeous. And even like the embroidery, my friend had an embroidery machine. So I know how much work goes into all of this. Even the fabric is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous. Thank you. And thank everybody that did it, Nancy. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet, sweet quilt. I love it. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to get to your comments and questions. Pam says this channel keeps me in check. Well, good. Everybody's telling you happy birthday. And
Thank you
Harley
so
Max
much.
and everybody.
You know, we're going to miss you guys too. We really do. You guys have become our friends. You
Yeah.
really have, you know.
All my friends are in the computer.
Yeah, all of our friends are in the computer. So we won't have any friends for a while, but so we'll miss you guys. That's why we've held on for so long, because
We do like interacting with the people.
we
and
do
stuff
enjoy
like
it
that,
so
yeah.
much. It's just that the rest of this stuff is what's exhausting.
Samantha says she's remodeling her kitchen, so she totally anybody who's remodeled their kitchen.
Oh.
I mean, I spent 20 years of my life, 19 years of my life in a house being remodeled. I understand the stress of remodel, which is why I did not want to do it. I totally get that. You know, that's why Mom's in the condition she's in now.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And Alicia says, Tara, you know we love you.
That's cute. That's funny.
I'll go spend that $2 on a note. But
oh,
you know,
guys.
and I knew that going into it. But you know, it
kind of was a
very,
necessity, especially for
It
the
was,
business that you needed
that
to
we may not keep going with. But Music Mad says, I know how you feel a bit. Have been tackling the very same job since January, including the bathroom and bedrooms. It's not easy. Yeah. And my house has turned into a total disaster in the middle of all this because I don't want to clean anything. Why clean anything if it's just going to have drywall dust all over everything? And quite frankly, I would like to take this next 2 months to try and get my house back into order, get it organized, get everything from the basement back upstairs again. You know,
well, one word of warning or encouragement. I don't know how you want to take this, but I noticed when we remodeled, we did it like one room at a time and the whole house would get tore up just doing that one room. And I found the kids were really good about making their beds, putting their toys away, doing that on a regular schedule. But the minute we started remodeling, it was like everything went to pot for some reason. And this is a good thing when we talk about organizing, telling you guys, it really makes a difference when you keep your house picked up and clean and neat. Your family reacts to it because they would just make it a shambles. They wouldn't put their lunch bills away. They wouldn't put their books away.
It was my brother, not me.
Tara would go from the kitchen into her bedroom and walk through 4 rooms, and we'd find panties in one place, socks on another piece of furniture, her pajama top on another area. But, you know, when you have the house nice and neat, they do tend to keep things picked up, their dirty clothes in the basket, if you keep it nice and neat. But when you remodel, it makes it even worse. Then on top of the remodeling, nobody's picking up and doing stuff. So that's just a word of warning or encouragement if you're in the middle of something like that.
Yeah. What are we going to do for income? So we had money saved up that we were going to use to buy a new car, not a new car, but we need another car. So we have, and we were waiting for car prices to go down. So we have that money. We do still get a residual income from YouTube. When people watch our videos, we get ad revenue from that. But summer is the lowest time of the year. So the ads aren't as high as they are in October to December. And book sales are way down in the summer. But we have enough to get us through for that. So we will live on that. And we don't have to order any books. Hopefully we don't have anything. Well, just found out we may have to have more dental work done. So we may have to have that, but don't anticipate any major expenses at the moment. The remodel's almost done, or at least I think we're done paying for the remodel at the moment. And all the work they have to do, I think they're just going to, well, they should just pay for it because it was their mistake. So,
and once again, here's another good example of what we've tried to teach you guys. Get a savings account together, save as much as you can. That's why we teach you to do the things you do for when something like this happens. Everybody in life has physical, medical things, things happen that aren't expected, but they do happen. And so by having that savings account, she can take off to, heal herself in a way without worrying about the finances.
Yeah. And so that's what we're going to do with that. We have decided to cut back on all of our employees. We only have 2 people working very minimal hours at the moment, helping us with a couple of things, not employees, contractors, excuse me, contractors, not employees, contractors. And like somebody said, it's not all profit. Like we have to pay taxes and
huge amount.
We have to invest in inventory. So it's not like all the money that just comes in is just
fun money
for our fun. A lot of people are like, oh, they're YouTubers, they're just rolling in the money. Well, yeah, it's a very good income. And this is the most money we've ever made in our lives doing this. And averaged over the year, we make good money. But at the same time, it's not all profit either. I mean, I'm not like going to the Caribbean on all of this. So
they have to keep up with computers. They have to keep
video
labels and printing, stuff for all the shipping department things and that type of thing. So there's a lot involved.
Well, and what I don't think they're quite explaining very well is that since we moved here, we found out we were unable to get books. So we spent almost all the income for the entire year buying new books. And then the kitchen was sort of trying to help Tara with the struggle. And it didn't really make it better for her, but then that was money there. And we were trying to pay off. We didn't have a mortgage before at our other house. And this house cost more because we needed the space for the business. So we were trying to pay that off. So even though there was money coming in, we spent all of it on those kinds of things. So, yeah.
Mike just clicked a switch off and he was trying to click a switch off so nobody could hear me talking. Can you hear us?
You're on. Yeah. It was just Mike being passive aggressive about the mother-in-law.
I was going to say, you were making fun of me saying I wasn't saying it. God smoke you, mother.
No, it was my son-in-law.
We aren't going to say
I'm sorry, everyone.
Mom said that I had no manners.
No,
I did have manners.
Say that.
That is what you said.
I did not say that.
And I have manners.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Let's see. Irene says, we love the Bible Talks. Thank you. Mike might do a couple of Bible shows or something. And all of that.
Said about maybe coming on, Jill.
And
About me coming
yeah,
on.
Mom
Yeah,
may or may not.
Mike
We'll
and I
see.
might
I don't
do
know. Maybe
something. Yeah.
Personally, I think we all need to just dump the business for the summer, but can't technically do that because we have to ship books, you know, when people order books, because they still order books all summer long, just not as many as if it's, you know, the other times of the year. But
Mike and I might be able to do something.
Music Mad said, after 25 years of nursing the elderly, shift work, and narc bosses driving in the snow, icy winters, I look at all of it and said, no more. Best decision ever. Yep. I totally get it. And
well, if you think about it, people used to retire at 25 years when they worked at a regular any kind of job. They would retire at 25 years a lot of times. That's what my dad did, you know.
Yeah, but I don't have a retirement plan. It's all in the form of books.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. They knew people got burnt out at 25 years. That's why.
Now, having said that, we could sell the business and we would have enough retirement and we would be fine. But I don't think I could sell the business and have somebody else run it.
I don't think it would be quite the same.
I don't think I could do that. We've had offers to buy it and we could retire on that.
I just can't see how it'd be the same.
I don't know. I just don't think I can do that. So, anyway, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Thank you, dear, for deleting all those trolls. Appreciate it. Oh my, there are tons on here. I'm not gonna be able to send me the next. Well, oh my, wow. Everyone's saying you're hilarious. Thank you. Oh, some of these got put in here double. He must have accidentally went twice. No, we are not going to go to Rumble, guys. Rumble just does not have the audience. It would be financial suicide for us to go to Rumble or any of those other things because there's just not the audience on there. It would be nice, but we can't do that. And so Felix says, happy birthday from Germany.
Oh, wow. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I can see your happy birthdays. Thank you, guys. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see everything, but thank you so much. That's sweet of you.
Yeah, except I realized you can go ahead and send them, but it's some of them got repeated in here, but I'm going through. Olympia says that's why we took years for us to choose cabinets because they didn't want to remodel. I think, yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Well, and I was working today on that. Hopefully I will have the kitchen reveal on Friday or Saturday come out. I'm working on that video today. I decided to edit it myself and not give it to anyone else because by the time I explain what I wanted to have done, it would take me as long to explain how to put it together than to me to just get in there and do it myself. So I was working on that today and hopefully Friday or Saturday, thank you, the kitchen reveal will come out. And then we're going to have how I decorated and organized my kitchen, which Mom brought me pieces today and it looks really cute. And then we're going to have how much did the kitchen remodel cost and 10 kitchen mistakes to avoid, remodel mistakes to avoid. And some of them are some you haven't heard before. I have never heard number 10 on mine. I've never heard number 10. I've never heard it.
Should I tell them what happened with the sewing machine? Yeah. I tell you guys.
So I got some super cute curtains. You saw them in the Tawra Tuesday, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And Mom said, I'll make you curtains.
Oh, so I was going to make her some curtains and everything. And, you know, this week, we've already told you everything that's been going on constantly. And so I thought, Tara's wanting to show you guys the kitchen and that. So I hurried up yesterday and worked on part of the curtain stuff. And then I got up and I needed to finish the last of it today. And I sat down at the sewing machine and I was getting ready to sew and my sewing machine would not turn. I mean, I turned it on, the light wouldn't go on. And I'm thinking, oh no. And I was wanting to get it done. And I thought, what could be wrong? I just used it the day before and it was running just fine. I've had this for a while, but it's done fine. And I couldn't finally I figured out it was just the light, But I had used the same light in this machine for 20 years, and I just put a brand new one in right before I came just 2 years ago to Wyoming. So I'm thinking, okay, no light bulb could burn out on a sewing machine in 2 years, especially since I haven't been using it that much. And I sat there, and when that machine wouldn't work after all that had been going on, I said, dear God, I'm sorry, I need this machine to work. I've got to get this done so Tara can do these videos. I've just got to do it. Boom, the light pops on. I'm not joking. The light popped on and the machines work perfect all day long. I'm thinking, and I guess part of this is big things happen. And of course you pray all the time, and you get everybody in the world praying for you for that. But sometimes we forget God loves us in every little tiny detail of our life. We just don't bother to ask him. Sometimes he blesses us in every detail of our life and we don't notice it and don't even bother to thank him for it, So I want you to, in all the ups and downs that we've had, remember not only the big things did he protect BJ both times this week in major things, but he helped us in the little things that can really be stressful, when you get so many of them added up. So I just thought that was so funny when that light just boom, just started going. It was unreal. So anyway.
So people are wondering if you could summarize what happened during the 5 minutes that you were muted.
My mother was insulting me. That's what we're summarizing.
What, they didn't hear my part.
On which part?
The part about saying that it was during the time you were muted, they're not hearing me because I'm not on mic right now.
Oh, they didn't hear you. So Mike said we're supposed to summarize what happened during the 5 minutes. My mother was insulting me. That's why the audio. See, God will prevent you from insulting your daughter.
I was saying, because I know it'll drive you guys crazy for 2 months if you don't hear what I was saying. What I said was they were talking about Dave Ramsey repeating the stuff and repeating, and I always have said that it takes kids 18 years. I felt like I just kept telling my kids the same things over and over and over for 18 years. And even on graduation day, and Tara was 18, she said something, and I said, say yes, ma'am, or something automatically, because I always told my kids to say yes, ma'am, and automatically. And I thought, she's 18 years old, and I've been saying this for 18 years, and she still hadn't quite got it down pat.
And I said, you didn't give me a chance to say it.
And so I understand why we have to repeat stuff, because even with kids, you do it for 18 years and the same thing, and they don't always still get it. So
Louise says, I originally started with your books in 2008 to 2009. Wow. Thank you. Oh,
you guys have been with us for a while, some of you.
I'm still having issues with the no Betty Crocker thing.
I read that story on that, how they did it, and they kept changing her face too. I think that how she looked over the years.
You know what I want to do? So as I'm working on decorating the kitchen, I found my old encyclopedia of, what's it called? The Encyclopedia of Cooking, the 1950s and 40s one.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Prune fluff.
Oh, I know.
And I was like,
prune fluff. They have a lot of prune.
I should make prune fluff. I would love to make some of those recipes. That's what I want to do. But there would be no way to make money on a channel for that, really. But I was like, I would love to go through those old cookbooks and do some of these really wacko recipes. What was the other one? It was called, oh, crud. What was it? It was fried sandwich.
Fried sandwich.
Do you know what a fried sandwich is in 1950s?
Would it be like grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
They called it a fried sandwich. But they had all these variations that sounded really cool. And I'm like, oh, that would be so cool to make all of those variations. Or like they had all of these weird breads. And I mean weird breads. Weird combinations like pimento and raisins.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, okay, I would like to make some of these just to see
who would eat them.
Well, I know. Were they actually good?
I think some of them were. I really do. Because prunes, I know it sounds terrible.
But
I
they're
like
actually
prunes.
tasty.
I
I like them.
prunes. I like prunes.
I have to be careful because
So-
when I don't eat sugar,
I know. I like prunes myself, and I'd eat more of them if they didn't cause digestive problems. But but you know, it would be good, I would think.
I don't
Because
know.
they're
I
kind of
think
like
that
a
would be
fig
so
or something,
fun.
and people do fig desserts and
See, and
things.
part of the problem is I just like doing a lot of things. Like I could have a gardening channel. I could have a soap channel. I could have a how-to channel. I could have an advice channel. I could have a get it together your life people channel. We could have a Bible study
cover
channel.
so many things. I could do a quilting thing.
Mom could do quilting. Mom could do cooking. Mom could do
House
how to
cleaning,
be a little old lady at
organizing.
home type stuff.
Oh, you're pushing it tonight. It's a good thing it's your last night for a couple of months.
But or we could just sit there and take people's questions or comments.
That's what I
answer
love the
stuff.
most. I love to answer questions.
Or do a call-in show. I mean, we literally could start 20 YouTube channels and do them all because we just like doing different stuff.
Whoa.
Mike's hollering.
Starting 20 channels and doing them all. That's the thinking that got you into trouble in the first place.
Because I'm the brains and he's the brawn behind the scenes that does everything.
Whoa. You say you don't have any brains.
Sorry. Well, you have brains too. You have brains too. But see, now that we have AI, just think how easy.
Oh, we don't need Michael anymore.
It can
Is that
make
what
our
you're saying?
thumbnails.
We
It
don't
can
need
make our
Michael.
descriptions.
So we
It can
don't need
do
Michael.
our titles. I don't have to do anything but sit there and flatten my jaw.
Oh,
What do you think about that, dear?
I think the AI comes up with some weird titles.
We could do a YouTube channel on AI titles. Here's what we said. Let's see. What would be a good one? Today we're learning how to make French toast. And the AI, what would the AI come up with, dear?
It would say, unbelievable French toast tips that you never heard of. Number 5 is the best. Okay. That sounds
You can tell what Michael's been studying.
Actually, the AI always uses unbelievable in everything. Everything is unbelievable. Like, it just, a lot of what it says just doesn't sound like a human would actually say it.
Yeah, it's
dear.
Yeah, it's interesting dealing with the AI now. Actually, that would be a great. Can you resend the second one, dear? It didn't come through either. It would be interesting just having the AI write me an article on how to fold a fitted sheet.
That would be good.
And do video and follow the directions of what it says to see if it works.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be a cool channel. I don't know.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Mike is early to this game because I'm already sending all the comments and questions to myself.
You sent them to yourself.
Yeah, I was already ready for you to be gone for a while.
Oh, you guys are going to have fun if Mike and I are answering your questions. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and as BJ was in the hospital today, they were under tornado warnings or watches again.
Oh.
It's like, oh my goodness. So anyway, Mike should sneakily video you working on your garden and post that. No stress for you. No, I got news for you. That would be very stressful. Yeah.
Evan might videotape you.
Yes. Yeah. So
Somebody might call the police. There's some guy in the bushes taking video of this lady gardening.
Stalking her, the neighbor. Somebody's in the bushes stalking my neighbor.
And then have you seen the okay. I said I would never talk about other YouTubers, like, because I kind of know this person a little bit, but have you seen the ones where
Are you sure?
being careful? Have you seen the videos where they're putting up the night cams videos showing all this spirit world flying around out with their shepherd's hook and a cross fighting the spiritual battle in these night cameras, and these people are supposedly Christians.
Oh, I've never seen that. That would be kind of creepy.
And I'm like, people. So then I
don't think they really understand what they're dealing with. They really
I
don't.
would love to do reaction videos to stuff like that, but I'm not going to I don't want that stuff coming on me.
I know.
Doing reaction videos to that. But people need to know that is not Christianity.
No, and it can be very dangerous. Those types of things are not good at all, guys. Mm-mm.
I don't know. I mean, because honestly, and I'll be honest, part of my problem is I feel like the rapture is going to be happening soon. I really do. You just see everything being set up for the mark of the beast and the one world currency, the one world religion, the one world government. You see all this being put into place. And it's kind of like, why am I doing any of this stuff? Why am I spending all this money remodeling my kitchen if we're going to be gone in 3-6 months? So I'll be honest, I'm having a real hard time getting anything done because I'm like, what's the point? It's not going to be here. It's probably all going to burn down anyway.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible tells us that there's going to be literally hell on earth with fires and droughts and all of this stuff. None of this is going to be here anyway. So why am I
getting your kitchen fixed up?
Why am I fixing all this stuff up? But yet at the same time, I know we're supposed to
occupy
until he comes. I totally understand that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, if
we've
you're
all
a Christian,
felt that. If you think the rapture's near, you think the same thing. We pray sometimes that it would come. Although it's a quandary because you want the rapture to come quickly, Jesus to come quickly, but at the same time, there's so many loved ones that aren't saved, and that, you know, if even just one more gets saved, if that it's worth the wait, you know, and the stuff we're having to go through. So Tawra understands all of that.
And I get that. And then, you know, and then I feel bad because I know there are people who, you know, have they get cancer or they have Parkinson's or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I know I shouldn't be feeling bad about this, but at the same time, you can only do so much.
And, you know, there's a difference. We live in this world and we're going to feel these feelings sometimes. What the difference is not staying in those feelings all the time, you know, forever and ever. You can feel that, but then, you know, to pop out of it and get over it, you know?
Yeah. Yes, thank you everyone for the super chats and the gifts. I will send those to
guys
BJ.
So much.
He will be excited for that.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm taking a sabbatical. That's what it's called. Let's see. Let's look at the definition of a sabbatical and see if that's what I'm actually doing.
And so you'll know exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
I thought that was supposed to be like in, you know,
even pastors take sabbaticals.
A period of paid leave. Oh, I'm not getting paid.
You're not getting paid.
Granted to a university teacher. Well, I'm not a university teacher either. Or other worker for study or travel.
You're totally bombing out all the way.
Traditionally, 1 year for every 7 years worked.
Wow. You've got a lot to make.
And I got 3.5 years coming to me.
I've got about 10 years coming to me.
Man, I'm in the wrong business. Do they really do that? Give them a year off for every... Man.
Mm-hmm. And that was for teachers. We teach, don't we?
I guess.
That what that's considered, so we should get a year off?
Some people say I lecture.
Oh, you lecture.
Oh, see?
Yeah, teachers
That's
lecture.
what teachers do.
Yeah, especially professors and stuff. Oh, dear.
Everyone says it's a spiritual attack. Yes, I'm sure it's a spiritual attack trying to discourage us.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, this is not my battles. It's God's.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to keep wearing myself out doing this. And so that's why I just decided. And Mike was like, well, I thought I would have to tie you down to get you to take a break. I'm like, you don't have to tie me down to take a break. I don't know what planet you're on. We are not he's on Venus and I'm on Mars or whatever it is. But we're not on the same planet.
We realize it is a spiritual battle. And Tawra and I have been talking about this all week long. You can tell there's a difference in the things that happen to you and the way your you're feeling and reacting to it too. So
Yeah.
that's why we appreciate you guys' prayers, because I can't even imagine what it would be like if we didn't have you guys praying for us, you know.
And we do greatly appreciate it. We do. Okay, let's see. I am sorry, I am not going to be able to get all of these comments. I greatly appreciate all of them. But let's see. Somebody said, I wonder if many of the comments are from AI bots. No, they're not. Actually, a lot of them, some of them are from viewers who are subscribed to us, because I see whether you've been subscribed to me or not. And I take that into account and consideration when I ban people. If you have been subscribed to me for 6 months or longer, I take your comment differently than if you are not subscribed at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not subscribed and you're snarky with me, you're just banned right away. If you've been with me for 6 months or longer, then I will consider what you say and decide, you know, what action to take. And if I know you, which there are some people that I know, like when that whole thing going around, we had a lot of people that have been with us for a lot of years. I got really upset when I said, sorry, this is no Spanish flu. This is not good. I get it. People are really sick, but this is not the Spanish flu. And a lot of people got mad at me. And so I can see and take into consideration. So, but that's fine. That's just part of, you know, the business. So, Peg said, women spend thousands of dollars on makeup and designer clothes. Don't let it bother you. I know. I'm like, here, I'm spending $20 a week at garage sales to make $500 on a video, sometimes $400 on a video. I'm at least making money doing it.
Yeah.
I don't always make that much, but I mean, you know, some of them I do.
Well,
So,
even not only makeup and stuff, but like with the fabric for quilters, it's mind-boggling what quilters
or eating out because
or
they're too tired to cook.
scrapbookers, yeah,
I
they
know.
spend money on. See,
I
I would
know.
love to do a video thing on how to save money on quilting, but
Well,
see, we
start your
can't
own
do
channel.
it. So
Start your own channel. Everybody keeps saying, Mom, start your own. Mom should start her own channel. I have no problem with Mom starting her own channel. I just don't want to run it.
yeah, see, and I
So,
can't run it on my own. Really.
She doesn't want to run it on her own. Kim says, is the store going to stay open? Yes, all the stores staying open. You guys, we still have planners. So if you want planners, if I come back in September, depending on what we do, we'll probably be pushing that. But we still have our planners. They're undated. You can use them now. All of our cookbooks, 25% off right now. So you can still order everything and you will be able to order. We're not going to close anything down.
No, Mike and I and
I'm
the
not gonna
boys
be
will
on
be
here.
behind the scenes, you know, dealing with stuff and everything. So it'll still be, it just Tara won't be here for the live stream. And
I think I'm getting sick.
oh, great.
Tanya says, the sale videos help me realize I almost never need to buy anything new.
Good.
That is the point. Someone gets the point. Seriously, that is the entire point of the Tightwad Tuesdays, is to show people you don't, 95% of the stuff you buy new, you don't have to buy new.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Tanya got it. She got it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the whole point. But people can't say that. She said, I have saved so much money because of them. That is great.
Yeah, I'm so proud. I get so proud when you guys actually put into practice and it helps you guys. That's
great.
what it makes it worth what we're doing.
Julie says, I'm a watcher. I usually don't comment. I enjoy your videos and I'm going to miss you. Thank you.
Oh, thank
she loves the garage
you.
sale videos too. Yeah. I did have a problem with that because if we keep going garage sale, I'm going to have a hard time.
I was going to say that earlier. I can't imagine us going garage selling and her not pulling that camera out. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
What if I find like a really good deal?
I know. She'll make me take the camera out. That's what she's going to do. She's going to say, Mom, you film this. That way it won't be me doing it. I know. Especially in the summer when all the garage sales are going on.
Although this weekend and yesterday, Mom and I went to the thrift store and I bought one little bucket, and that was it.
Yeah, you did.
Friday, Mom and I went garage selling, and I got $1 thing as a Father's Day gift for Mike, and everything else we didn't buy.
Mm-hmm.
The car was empty. But it's like Mom and I were saying, now that we're getting the houses in order and we're getting stuff decorated, I don't really
we don't need as
or
much.
want anything.
Yeah. And so we actually do control, even though it doesn't look like it, we do control our spending, you know, and just
it doesn't look like it in the video, but we really do. I should have bought more flowers though. Sarah, your advice on Blunt Talk about contentment and frugality really was a wake-up call for me, and I have been doing so much better financially from your channel. Well,
very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see. I know it sounds crazy, but is it T you're looking for? Says, I know it sounds crazy, but I felt so close to you. She's praying for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And Cindy says, you don't have to justify anything. No, we don't have to justify anything. Part of the reason why we tell you the things we do, and we were talking to a friend, a new friend here in Sheridan. And I said, you know, she's kind of going through something else that we're going through that we aren't talking about, but she's going through a similar thing. And I said, you know, I think part of it is just having people so that you know you're not the only one going through this. Part of the reason why I say this about the comments on YouTube is so that other YouTubers know they're not the only ones. Like somebody said, like, I have 4 YouTubers quit every month. Well, there's a reason why these YouTubers are quitting, because it's exhausting. It's tiring. And it's not just, you shoot a 10-minute video and all your work is done for the week. It's not that at all. And so people need to know that they're not the only ones going through this.
I was going to say, I think people don't talk enough anymore. It used to be gals would come over for coffee and they would visit each other, and they became close and they would discuss things that were going on in their life. And you need that valve release type thing. And people don't do that. And I think it helps us talking about our stuff because some of you relate to it. You've actually been through the same type of thing. And others of you, you know, help us from the comments that you make. And so this is a social interaction that is badly needed, especially when that illness started going around. People really withdrew, you know, but we kind of kept up. We weren't quite as bad because we had you guys, and I hope you guys had us, you know, and that we helped you. And so that's what's so good about this that we have.
Yeah. And so part of the reason why I answer those questions is not to justify. Believe me, I could care less what they think
about it.
But to let other people know you're not the only one going through this, because I know, because there are fellow YouTubers and we kind of talk a little bit, but there's other YouTubers that watch like us and stuff that I don't just personally talk to. And they need to know it's okay to block these people. It's okay to say, no, you're not going to talk to me like that in my house. My channel is my house, and you are not going to talk to me that way. Now, if you're going to do it nicely, I am not perfect. I totally get it. I can lose my cool, get snippy, all that kind of stuff. I get that. But if you tell me nicely, I have no problem with someone talking to me nicely. But if you're going to be a dork about it, sorry, I'm just going to ban you.
Well, and another thing, as Christians, sometimes we don't let our guard down. I mean, we're not open with each other. That, you know, I'm a Christian, but I get discouraged sometimes. But we act like we put on a smiley face and act like everything's perfect all the time. And you can't do that. You know, I mean, you can't let everything, all your dirty laundry on the, you know, line or whatever, but it's okay to see a pair of panties once in a while hanging up there. You know, you have to, I know, I couldn't think of an example. My brain's going to, but you know, it's like we feel like a Christian, we have to act happy and everything's perfect in our life and things like that. we don't have a perfect life. Most of us don't, because we live in an evil world. But I can have joy because God's there helping, pick us up and those types of things. So there's nothing wrong with being open, when Tawra talks about stuff, because you all are probably feeling it one way or the other at some points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yes, a lot of people are talking about, well, never mind. I better not, never mind. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to say, I don't want to say too much about my kids because I don't want my kids to have their lives just broadcast through us or anything. But some of the things you guys are saying about what happened to BJ, you all are correct, but I'm not going to publicly say that. So I'll just say it that way. Okay, let's see. Elizabeth says, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. I mean, yeah, it just, what amazes me is how much time these people have to just sit and comment
I
on
know.
these things. I'm like, do you have nothing better to do with your life? I guess I've just had so many things that I like doing. I just can't fathom. I don't know. I just can't fathom. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. What happened about the saw that got damaged? Oh, so we were able to thankfully order a $50 part and fix it for them. So we were able to get that saw fixed and do all that. So yeah. And it's time for, is it tea you're looking for? Sorry. Thank you so much for sharing your lives with us. Feels like you're a part of a family. Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
I don't know if I can handle much more family though.
Yeah, enough kids.
I got enough family I can handle. Someone asked, were we still? No, we have not had contact with Mike's folks after that. So for almost 10 years, we have not had contact with them. But we pray for them, and that's what you're supposed to do with your enemies. And I will tell you, there are times when it was not an easy thing for me to do. But I still do it. And yep. So
a lot of people are saying that they'll use this summer to catch up on videos they missed in the past.
Yes. Thank you for using this
idea.
summer to catch up on old videos. Yes. Thank you very much. And guys, give us a thumbs up, because when you give the thumbs up and you share, that tells the algorithm you like the videos and it pushes it out to more people. So then we can get more people
when you
out
click
there.
the like button,
and
it really helps.
So that is very helpful. Everybody loves your words of wisdom in the old videos. I'm not saying the videos weren't good when we started doing the penny pinch. That's not what I'm saying at all. They're really good information that people need to know. And that's partly why we do this, because people think, it drives us absolutely bonkers when people say, well, how do I save on laundry detergent? But they're eating out to the tune of $300 a week. Well, or they're getting their nails done every 2 weeks, or their hair done once a month to the tune of $150. Well, it's a lifestyle. It is a whole lifestyle. And that's why we decided to call it Living on a Dime, because it's not just about cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But the algorithm on YouTube can't see that. And so, Acre Homestead, she's done a perfect example of doing that. She's done a perfect example of how to do it. We just did it the wrong way. And so now it's trying to decide
it doesn't know where to
how
put
we
us.
want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we can pivot the channel. We can do that. We just have to figure out which way we want to go. And Francis says, can we send notes through the mail? You can. P.O. Box 6837, Sheridan, Wyoming, 82801. And thank you for those. We do appreciate those.
We do. I keep all of you guys' notes.
Yes, I do too. I have a big folder.
I
have several folders, actually. Can you send me the next batch, Mike? How much are the planners? I don't remember. Livingonadime.com. Go to the shop. I can't remember. They're like $50 or $60, I think.
Click on shop and it'll have the list of all of our stuff.
Justice says, also as someone in full-time ministry for 18 years, when we stand for the Lord in the front lines, we have a huge target. So many things like you mentioned, wish we could have coffee. Yeah. We've talked, and even like our contractors, they, it's a dad, daughter, son-in-law. The dad owns the company and the daughter and son-in-law work for him. They're from South Africa, and the dad used to be a pastor in South Africa. And so during this whole kitchen remodel, we would always get on to talking, and they had the same thing with us, you know, and it's like, even through this whole remodel, I know it was a whole spiritual thing. All of it was a whole spiritual thing, because the things that were going wrong, they were just like, I can't believe this is going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the amount of snow we had this winter when they have a snow plowing business and we're trying to do our thing. They said, we haven't had this much snow since we've lived here. We never anticipated having to plow this much snow while we're doing a remodel. The snow alone could have kept them busy all winter, but they didn't know. And it's like their equipment kept breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be stupid stuff with our remodel. Stuff like the kitchen counters cracking. There is no logical reason for those kitchen counters to crack. There's really not. No, he didn't put the dowels in between, but they are supported under the kitchen cabinets. They are sitting flat on the kitchen cabinets, screwed into the kitchen cabinets. They shouldn't be cracking.
Mm-hmm.
They really shouldn't. There is no logical explanation for them to crack.
I had one time I was asked for the guys that I work for at the counseling center. They had pastors come in once a month, like kind of a get together for pastors so they can talk to each other and compare notes and stuff like that and get encouragement with each other. And so one time he asked me, the guy I work for asked me to give my testimony to all these pastors. And when I got through giving my testimony, they just sat there and they kind of looked at me for a minute. And then pretty soon one said, I've only heard things happen like that, the things that happened to me, of missionaries that come over from places where they'd worked with witchcraft and voodoo, like in Africa and different places like that. Those same types of things happen to those types of missionaries that's happened to you, and that's the stuff that happened to me. They said, we've never heard any of that except from those missionaries like that. And that's why when I say we can tell when we're under a spiritual attack or just everyday things are happening. And you have to pray for your pastors, guys, and for these missionaries. You have no idea the pressure that they're under. And especially now, the closer we get to the end times, and the way that the world is going now, they are big targets on their backs. So please pray for your pastors and your missionaries and anybody that does a ministry like that. So,
yep. Lisa says, sell it and start a new channel. It would almost be easier, but yeah. No, Ellie Baker Mom, Ellie is not selling the soap anymore. She stopped when we moved. She decided she didn't want to do that anymore. Susan, Hawaii is calling. I know. I've never been a beach person. I don't like sand.
She doesn't like sand.
Sand gets in everything. Drives me crazy.
It really does, if you think about it.
I don't like sand. But I have been thinking, man,
Hawaii
house on a beach would be really nice.
Would
for a while. Mom and I read these old Grace Livingston Hill books, and they're always going to the beach for the summer. And I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Mike, you have a request to resume your Bible studies. Yep. Little House Happy Home says, now you'll have to do voiceovers so we know what y'all are saying on the part where we left. Yeah. Becky says, my retirement plan is the rapture. That's mine at this point.
I know. Totally agree on that one.
I seriously do not see, I honestly don't see how we have until this year. If we, when that thing going around hit in 2020, I said 5 years is my max. 5 years is my max. Now I'm thinking 6 to 9 months. I mean, it is just stuff is just going so crazy.
I was going to say the
getting in
time
so
and
fast.
everything it's moving faster and faster, and the technology is just going at a breakneck speed. Everything's going at breakneck speed.
And they're just bringing the most ridiculous things. Like they want to ban plastic. Did you see that?
I saw that.
And the congressman was like, well, so how do you plan on living without plastic? She said, oh, well, you can he's very easily do it. And he's like, I'm just paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact words, but he's like, well, what about your glasses? She didn't say anything. He said, well, what about your water? My water bottle's still. He said, the cap's not.
Her shoes.
The pipes that bring the water to the water fountain are plastic.
They had to get rid of lead pipes because it was making people
You want to
sick.
bring back lead pipes?
The wood pipes were,
rotting.
Yeah. So.
And it doesn't even make sense. And it is so absurd, some of the stuff that they're doing. Even with going after one president, former president, but not going after current president for things that are sounding like a whole lot worse.
Like there's no common sense.
It doesn't even make sense.
There's no common sense in any area of life. It's kind of creepy and weird.
And anybody with half a brain would say this is absolutely ridiculous. And they're touting it as gospel.
Yeah. The truth.
And this whole electric car thing, I heard one guy say they want us to change our whole fleet of electric cars. It was like 50 or something trucks. And he called the city, and the city was like, you're kidding, right? He said that would pull more electricity than this city runs an entire month in one day of charging those things.
Mm-hmm.
Something to that effect. I don't know. It was something like that.
Huge amount.
It's not even close to being reasonable. And you're like, this has to be spiritual, because this kind of sheer stupidity and nonsense. We're all supposed to eat crickets? Really? Someone actually suggested that we should just live on crickets because of cow farts?
I was just going to say it started.
Sense.
One of the cow farts was the first thing that made me think, are you kidding me?
I mean, one volcano will take out more carbon, dioxide, whatever carbon we're messing with, than all of this stuff put together in just one volcano eruption. How do you think humans actually even control this stuff? I mean, it's so absurd. It is absolutely absurd. Crazy Cat Lady says there's lots of vintage channels. I would love to see yours. Oh, I'll have to look them up on my vacation.
There are vintage channels.
No, I won't, because then I would be working. Never mind. Never mind. Well, and it's hard because I can't even watch YouTube because we don't have cable. So YouTube is my entertainment. I can't even watch YouTube because then when things pop up, I'm like,
then
that's a good thumbnail and title. How can I use that? Taking a screenshot so I can remember it. Oh, Kimmy. Wow, Kimmy, that's a really good title today. And I'm sending her a picture of it showing up.
I was going to say, what are you going to do? I don't even know if you're going to be allowed to talk to Kimmy, because she's a YouTuber.
Yes. Grandma B says, I want to thank you for the past 10 months, how long I've been with you. I have all 3 cookbooks. Love that you showed me the way to Pastor Jack. Hey, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, let's see. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Sandra, I think you are right. Satan is just slamming you. Yep, that's pretty much the truth. Beth says, Tara, you inspired me to take all the handles off my kitchen cabinets and spray paint them. Yay!
Oh, good.
Our kitchen makeover cost her $4 on clearance.
That is good.
There you go. Kim says, even though I've been a sub for a long time, I have not seen all your videos. So this summer would be a great time to watch. Thank you. Yes,
yeah,
we have over 1,800 or 2,000. I can't remember I don't remember the.
Keep you entertained for a little while anyway.
Okay, now I gotta go look real quick here.
Oh, you can tell how many we have?
Yeah. We have 2019 videos.
Wow. No wonder we're tired. Great minds think alike.
Mike said, and 4 of them were successful.
4 of them were successful. 4 successful videos.
That's what's so pitiful about the whole thing. Okay, that makes me want to cry. 'Cause it's the truth.
Oh dear.
Mike was joking. Come on.
Mike was joking.
Not too far off though.
Okay. Let's see. Pam says a call-in channel. Actually, I would love to do a call-in channel.
Yeah, you've talked
because
about that for a while.
I always think of the person that I'm talking to as my neighbor, Katie. I always use her as my example when I was sitting on the front porch with Katie, and Katie was like, Tara, how do you know all this stuff? That is so cool. I would have never thought about. Oh, Tara, I'm so glad you told me to go stock up because now I can make it through when we got flooded out and couldn't get to town to get groceries. And so I always think
You did
of her.
good on the radio. Tara did all of our radio interviews, and she did really good on those.
Yeah.
So she was good on calling.
I was the one who did that. Yes. Haven't done that for a while.
Mm-mm.
Why? Because it was a huge waste of time. You know why? Because they never got anything straight. Let's see. Jim, I'm supposed to have an MRI next month to see if my cancer is spread, but they canceled my insurance. What?
Oh no.
Wow, we will be praying for you for that, Jim. That is awful. I don't
know
get me
how
started
they can
on
do
the
that.
medical
I don't
system
know how
here.
they can even do that.
Do not get me started on it.
Mm.
I don't believe in socialized healthcare, but at the same time, our healthcare is totally messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But socialized is not the answer, but that's just, yeah. Especially with our government. Yeah, no kidding. Bigfoot Chipmunk says, go hiking instead of garage selling. Yeah, except I can hardly walk. I went on that dumb carnivore diet trying to get my fibromyalgia under control, and I gained 10 pounds. Now my stupid plantar fasciitis is so bad I can hardly walk most days. Makes me so mad. Dumb steak eaters.
We love
only
steak.
kidding.
We love
I love
steak.
steak, but that's why I gained 10 pounds, because I love steak. And they said, eat whatever you want. So I did, and it didn't work.
You know, I think it's good we got a sense of humor. Don't you think that's a good thing to keep us alive and surviving?
Kelly says, since finding you guys in 2020, I sold my house, paid off my bills, bought a car with cash, have a hefty savings account, and eating in. You motivated me to do this. Oh,
wow.
That is great. Wow.
High five and then some to you.
Man.
That is, now see, it is
Yeah.
doable. All this stuff we tell everybody, people say, well, no, that's just not possible. It is doable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Robin shouldn't have posted this because I didn't tell you what else happened this week. Robin, our adult kids in Tennessee had their stove die for the second time. So we found Pistol's videos on reliable prices. We bought them a new one. Happy anniversary to them. Pistol has been to my house 3 times in the last 10 days.
Mike and Tara are bonding with Pistol quite well.
Then we were at his house once. Pistol's our neighbor, in case you guys don't know that, actually. He just lives down the street from me, which we didn't know until after he became our appliance repairman. But and he also goes to our church.
Yeah.
Our refrigerator. I am being calm. Now our refrigerator will not be quiet.
Oh,
It's awful. Did I bring my phone in here? I didn't. Oh, shoot. I did. Oh, wait. I think it's on my computer. Hold on. It is. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, friend. We just decided I can't call you for the next 2 months.
Because you're a YouTuber and she's got to stay away
You'll
from
have to
her
watch
addiction.
the video.
Her addiction.
I'll call you. I can call you.
You have to get a lot of
Friday.
talking in between now and Friday.
Between now and Friday, and that's it. Oh, I'm on the wrong computer. It's not on this computer. Well, okay. So anyway, my computer sounds like a helicopter non-stop. And I mean
The
non-stop.
computer or the refrigerator?
Or I mean the refrigerator.
Refrigerator sounds like
The
a hell.
refrigerator sounds like a helicopter non-stop. And it's just... Oh, here, Mike's got it on his phone. Listen to this. This is what we're having to listen to 24 hours a day.
It's It's just obnoxious. It doesn't sound that loud on the phone, but man, it is. It's that sound, and it's loud enough that Mike, who is not very sensitive to that stuff, I sit there in the living room
It's like,
a long way away, and I think that just makes my skin crawl. Stop it.
So he came to diagnose the problem, thought he had it figured out, replaced the motor. It worked for about 3 hours. Then it started again, but it was after hours, so I wasn't going to call him after hours and say, Pistol, this did not work.
Poor Pistol. He's going to wish he never meant
It was
us.
after hours on Friday, so I wasn't going to call him on the weekend.
Because we know when you
we
have
know
your
what
own
it's like,
business,
yeah.
we don't want to bother
Yeah.
people. We know what it's
And
like.
So he called me Monday and said, how's it going? I said, it's not. So now he's ordered a fan. He came and fixed the ice maker, fixed the motor, replaced the motor. Now he's got to come again. He's going to replace the fan.
That's not even the same refrigerator.
I know. It's all new parts by the time he's
Mhm.
done. And I think we're just going to have to get rid of it and get another refrigerator. Another $1,000 down the toilet. I am so mad. I am just so mad. So I bet it's obnoxious. And Mike put in a switch in the back, an on-off switch for the refrigerator for the cooking show, so we don't have to pull the refrigerator out and unplug it. So he put the refrigerator on a switch, and we've been having to turn it off for several hours a day just to have some sanity.
You know, there was another YouTuber says she had the same trouble with her refrigerator.
It's awful.
Yeah, they had to get rid of it.
It's absolutely awful.
She had the same trouble.
So actually, guys, please comment, and Michael, tell me in the comments if it's after Saturday. If you have a new quiet refrigerator, tell me. But I think I'm just going to look on Facebook Marketplace and wait for somebody to get another refrigerator, and then just if it's not working, have Pistol fix it. It would be cheaper for me to have Pistol come and fix an old refrigerator.
Yeah, than to get a new one.
Than to get a new one that's obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be talking about that in my kitchen mistakes video. So if you guys want to hear about new appliances. Now, the dishwasher and the stove seem to be working fine, but the refrigerator is absolutely awful. Misty says, thank you for the tip on growing geraniums from Stints. Her garden is full. Yay!
Oh, I wish I could show you my geranium. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, Mom's geranium looks crazy pretty.
I've never seen a geranium. It's monster thing and blooms all over.
Yeah. She kept it. She has a window with sun though.
Yeah.
So
I actually don't even put my geranium outside anymore now. I keep them in the house and they just go bonkers.
And I don't have all of mine put out yet because they haven't all bloomed, and I wanted to put particular colors in a particular spot. So I'm going to be working on getting the rest of mine out. But yeah.
Now my gardenia bush. If anybody knows how to fix a gardenia bush, it's dying on me. Tara got me one for Mother's Day, and I can't keep it alive.
You've never kept gardenias
I
alive.
haven't been able
Ever.
to keep them alive ever.
No. Go ahead and send me the last of the comments, Mike. Yeah, and even last night, somebody said check out the motor compartment. Somebody said their freezer was too full, so I even pulled all the food forward. Make sure it wasn't pushing on the fan thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped very slightly. Well, let me put it to you this way. Mike took the video after I did that.
Oh.
So that's when it's sounding good, but it's not. Yeah.
60 decibels.
60 decibels is what your phone recorded it at, I guess is what that would be called. Bigfoot Chipmunk says, I hope my appliances last until the rapture. I so regret getting rid of our appliances. That was a huge mistake. I would have just kept the old appliances if I would have known. Yeah, I had a very big learning curve on this remodel, let me tell you, and a lot of money wasted. ST says, instead of selling your business, you could give to one of your children under the condition they give you a certain percentage of profits. My kids don't want it.
They don't want it. They've lived with it too long themselves. So
yeah, they don't want it. Dave is slightly interested in learning a little bit, but it's It's more of a if mom and dad die,
What do I do with it?
he could keep
Can
the
I-
business going to help him and Jack live
Survive.
until Jack's graduated type thing is what it would be. But, Tracy said, do not get Samsung. Yeah. Pistol said,
Yeah.
stay away from Samsungs.
Mhm.
The reason why he recommended Whirlpool was because at least they are good about fixing the
Fixing it.
repairs at the time. They
Mhm,
don't
I
really
was
even
told that too.
question doing the repairs. So Jennifer says we had ice stuck on the freezer. Yeah, but ours literally has not been turned on long enough to get ice. And that's
Mhm.
one of the things that he looked at when he tore it apart, but it's not. So guys, if you have a refrigerator that is quiet, as a matter of
It
fact,
works.
you know what we thought about doing? So you know where the refrigerator's sitting? Right behind there is where the pantry is. Making a wall and shoving the refrigerator back into the wall.
Into the pantry, so you only hear it in the
then you wouldn't
pantry.
hear it. And part of the reason we
You
think
could
we
remodel
might
the utility room.
then we
then.
have to remodel the
Remodel and you're part of your bedroom in the closet in the bedroom.
Also, there are pipes and ducts.
and there's pipes and ducts.
So then you have to redo the whole air conditioning system and the plumbing. So that
because the
wouldn't be
stupid
too
refrigerator's too noisy.
So that wouldn't be too bad. You could, after the kitchen, you could handle anything now, couldn't you? No, you didn't handle the kitchen
No.
too well, did you? Now that I think about
And
it.
you guys should have seen Mike in the attic putting up the new light. It was bad. It was bad. When he said for better or for worse, this was worse. It was pretty bad. But yeah. And somebody said, can you get a retro refrigerator? No. Pistol said you can't get them anymore. Do you want to know why?
Freon.
You can't buy the Freon.
Can't buy
It's
Freon.
illegal to buy the Freon in the United States. Now we could go to South Africa and get the Freon. I know. So, okay, let's see if Mike's questions came in. Okay, here they are. Sorry, I was waiting for it. Didn't ding me. Let's see. CR says, I think you would be surprised. You might get a following on doing these old recipes, especially if you put the year or vintage on or depression. I know. I would love to do a vintage depression cooking channel because going through some of these old cookbooks, you're like, how in the world can tongue be made into a pudding?
I know.
I don't see this.
I've got an old Southern cookbook that has
I
stuff
don't
in
know
there
that
like
I
that.
could test that though.
I don't know. I don't think
I
I could.
test that.
I could do tongue. But I don't know about tongue in a
Or
pudding.
brain. There's brain. There's raccoon recipes. Now we could take care of that real good.
I
Get Mike
couldn't
out there and
now I
learn that.
couldn't handle the animal ones like raccoon and squirrel and stuff. I know squirrel's supposed to be really good,
Yeah.
but
Fran says, you know what you said about the rapture coming soon? I was thinking, why am I stocking back emergency food supply? The Bible says we are to continue living our lives until the day, so I continue leaving each day and praising God. Well, so here's the thing on the stockpiling thing. We aren't stockpiling for the rapture. We are stockpiling for things like this winter where we had so much snow where literally the road, I think it was 62 days, the highways were closed in Wyoming this year. And trucks could not get through literally. So we're not stockpiling for the tribulation or anything like that. We have lived through mudslides. We've lived through, we haven't been hit by tornadoes, but we lived in Tornado Alley. And so we saw towns literally being wiped off the face of the earth from tornadoes. And then the people that were left on the out farms, they couldn't get to town to get anything. There was no town left to buy any food. And so it's mudslides, flooding, all the job loss, sickness. So that's why we stockpile. Also, I do it because I don't want to go to the grocery store.
We've had
all the
more
time.
people who have started stockpiling their pantries who said, I've lost my job or I got sick and I couldn't make it to the grocery store for several weeks, And so that's the type of thing, just to be generally prepared for life.
Krista says, thank you for encouraging everyone to pray for your pastors. I'm a pastor's wife and it has been a very stressful time.
It is. If you think about it, a pastor is actually like a parent with like 250, 500 kids, you know, they're on call 24/7 a lot of times, you know. Can you imagine having that many kids to deal with? And then the kids fighting and the kids having problems and stuff going
I'm
on.
sorry, I do not have enough faith to be a pastor's wife.
No, pastors, they're
just
gonna get a special crown in heaven, that's for sure.
I
So
just don't.
Mhm.
Cheryl says Hawaii sand is different.
good try talking her into it. Now,
She
see,
says,
I
go.
love the sand. I grew up, when I was growing up, we just lived on the beaches wherever we lived all the time. So I love it.
Cheryl says, go. Hawaii sand is different. Yeah. Actually, we don't have enough money for me to be going, but it would be nice. But we, yeah. Carolyn, what are your most popular videos? So if you go to Living on a Dime YouTube channel, click on videos at the top. And then if you click on under videos, it'll say recent, popular, and oldest. Just click on popular and it'll sort them from highest to lowest. So
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Mhm.
Oldest is tricky.
Yeah.
They try to make it not.
Yeah. They took away the oldest for a while and everybody was complaining so much that now they put it back again. But yeah. Manuel, you're welcome. Mike, stay safe and warm. And well prepared. God bless you. And little family from Oregon. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Kathy says, I'm waiting for my cookbook. Yay. It should be on the way. Just Vicky says, Tara is a good interview. Love the videos with Tyler Amish Potatoes. Weren't those fun? I love those guys. They're so great. We were watching Taylor last night.
Tyler
Last night.
Generation 2434.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, we'll miss you. Thank you. We appreciate it. She laughed when I almost burned the house down.
Yeah. What are you guys going to do? Well, you can do the old videos. I was going to say, what are you going to do for some good laughs for the next couple of months?
Yes.
Laughing.
Hotel Girl says, Mike, sounds like the compressor died. It is a brand new. What did he replace? It was the compressor here.
No, it was the evaporator motor.
Oh, it was the evaporator motor that Pistol replaced, I guess.
Now he's going to replace
the fan
on the evaporator.
After we couldn't get the ice maker in. And he had to put a thing on the ice maker because the ice maker wouldn't stop making ice.
Oh, my word.
And it was overflowing all into the freezer. So, yeah. A. Maria says, my mom used to make tongue. We ate it all the time. I loved it.
What was it? It's some kind of a liver stuff, something that they used to make. I forget what but they used to put tongue and all the different parts of the meat in there. I used to love that.
Somebody says, have we watched Out of Goshen lately? No, I haven't watched them. Mike talked to Eric the other day. They made an announcement, although I don't know if it's public, so I don't want to say anything yet. But Mike was talking to them a little bit. Did something happen with them there aside from their announcement?
I mean, we've just been talking about what they were up to.
Oh, okay. So I guess I need to go check out their videos.
A couple of things they told me that I don't know if they mentioned.
Yeah, there's a few things that they mentioned that may not be public yet, so I don't want to say anything. Barbara, did you read the Left Behind series? I did not. I did watch the Left Behind movie with Kirk Cameron just out of curiosity, but I don't really watch a lot of that stuff.
I don't
because
either.
It's kind of like The Chosen. If they're not sticking with the Bible, I don't want to watch that stuff because, first of all, I don't want to get confused and think something was in the Bible when it wasn't. And secondly, if it's not following the Bible, it's not really a Christian show. So I don't think.
Well, my thing is when I watch TV or a movie, that's my entertainment and relaxing stuff. And so I don't usually watch anything, that's kind of realistic. I don't like to watch like I never watched the Titanic. When they made films about the Titanic, I would never watch the Titanic because I know what happened on the Titanic. And, I don't want to watch a movie about a whole bunch of people dying and stuff like that. So that's why I just don't like shows like that.
Yeah.
Not like them, but they just not traumatized. What do I want to say?
They're not relaxing.
They're not relaxing. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not relaxing.
And I do all my TV and movies for nothing but entertainment and relaxing.
And by the way, Maria, I'm going to get to your question on the cookbook just a second. But by the way, we got several comments where people said, well, Mike said that Mary Magdalene wasn't healed from demons on the show. No, that's not what he said. What he was saying was the way The Chosen portrayed her healing from the demons is not in the Bible, is what he was saying. Yes, she was healed from demons, but the Bible does not describe how she was healed from demons. And The Chosen just made all that up as gospel. And that's not what happened. So for all of you wondering about that, I just thought I'd let you know that. Maria, Tara, I'm saving to buy your cookbooks, but I have a question. Do you have a recipe to make tamales? I do not have a recipe on tamales.
Do you?
No. Well, the reason why is because our recipes are quick and easy. And from everything I've read on tamales, they are not quick and easy. But maybe that'll be an experiment that I'll do and I won't record.
Homemade tamales are so good,
make
though.
Homemade tamales. Because I'll tell you.
I should get one for my birthday.
A cookbook? Yes,
No,
they're
a
25% off right now. I know you
tamale.
can get one right now at
A homemade tamale.
But after we went for fish tacos again, and then I compared to my fish tacos, I was like, oh my goodness, I made some darn tootin' good fish tacos. They were really super good. So mine were even better than the restaurant. So maybe I should make some tamales because
I've never had a fish taco before.
But yeah, I'm trying to see if anybody has a free new refrigerator that, M. Pennington says, you remind me of me, Jill. I can't watch stuff like that. And I also can't watch anything about children being abused or hurt.
Oh yeah. Anything that's
or books
serious
like Beverly Lewis books. They're so depressing. I know they're supposed to be Christian books, but my goodness, the stuff that she puts in there, it's like,
yeah, I have to have things that aren't real because I guess maybe we deal so much with real life all the time that,
yeah. Kenneth said, I once lived on a small island and had flown in a refrigerator that delivered an ice chest. So now I realize I was better off with my nice, quiet ice chest. I know. Mike's like, maybe we should just get an ice chest. I'm like, I would be happy to do that. If it wasn't for the dumb ice maker, I would just get a refrigerator with no freezer.
I was going to say, I love my refrigerator because it's the simplest thing you can get. There's no ice maker, no water dispenser. It's a little tiny thing, and so there's nothing to really go wrong with it, hardly. I've always used those types. Well, I shouldn't say always, because I did have one years and years ago when you were little with an ice maker.
Yeah. And we do have a refrigerator in the basement, and we thought about swapping the refrigerators, but I really don't like the refrigerator in the basement. It's not very big, and it's kind of hard
that's
to
the only
use.
thing. Mine's the smallest. It's one step above apartment size, and you guys really need a bigger one. So
yeah, somebody said it takes 2 days to make tamales.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
2 days for anything.
Yeah.
So anyway, Living on a Dime Gone, guys, 25% off. You can still buy our books. Thank you for all the support and joining us. And I don't know if Mike and Mom will be around, but you will see me in September or October, possibly. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. livingonadime.com. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, guys. We love you. Bye-bye.